Welcome back, everyone, to another exciting episode of the Functional Longevity Podcast, where we give you insight on how to get fit, feel younger, live better. I'm your host, Chris Border, best-selling author and owner of Y.E.S Fitness. And let me first thank you for taking time from your busy day to listen to what I have to say. I don't take that lightly. And before I go any further, let me also thank our sponsor, Y.E.S Fitness. People lose the ability to enjoy life as they age. At Y.E.S Fitness, we help people age 40 plus get fit so they can live longer and enjoy those extra years doing the things they love to do. Some quick housekeeping here. If you'd like to get a timestamp or a transcript of today's broadcast, you can head on over to yesfitnessct.com. Across the top, you'll see a button for podcast. Click on that, and you'll have access to any of our now 346 episodes. You can also get this podcast wherever you can find podcasts, on Apple, Spotify, or wherever. Unleash transformative energy with the potent creatine breakthrough. Today, we're talking about one of the most studied, most effective, and yet most misunderstood supplements on the planet, creatine. Yep, that white powder, often associated with bodybuilders and gym bros, has some serious anti-aging, brain-boosting, and energy-enhancing benefits if you know how to use it wisely. So grab some water, go for a walk, or relax in a home spa, and let's unpack this absolute powerhouse supplement. What it can do for you, where the real risks are, and how to know if the creatine you're taking is the real deal. I was asked by a client, to give some information on creatine. I may have done creatine just recently, but I thought I'd go over it again because it is one of the most powerful and most studied supplements out there. And it's one that, honestly, I take every single day, as does my wife. So first off, what is creatine? Creatine is a naturally occurring compound found primarily in muscle cells and to a smaller degree in your brain, heart, and other tissues. Your body actually makes creatine from amino acids, and you also get it when you eat animal proteins, especially red meat and fish. About 95% of creatine is stored in your muscles, where it plays a critical role in producing ATP, your body's main energy currency, especially during short, intense bursts of activity. So it makes sense that creatine helps you lift more, run faster, and recover quicker. But here's the twist that most people don't realize. Creatine isn't just for athletes. It's for longevity, cognition, cellular health, and aging better. So let's look at the science. Here are some documented benefits of creatine. Strength and muscle preservation, especially as you age. We talk about it all the time. We want to keep that muscle mass. We want to keep our strength. Creatine helps increase strength, power output, and lean muscle mass. But what's really exciting is how it supports muscle preservation in older adults. In 2022, a meta-analysis published in Nutrients looked at older adults using creatine during resistance training and found significant improvements in muscle mass, strength, and functional performance compared to those who trained without creatine. So if you're training, you need to take some creatine. This is a game changer because after the age 30, as we've spoken about before, we lose 3 to 8% of our muscle mass per decade unless we fight it. Creatine helps fight it. So take some creatine. It makes your job easier to maintain that muscle mass. So let's take a look at some brain health and cognitive function. This may blow your mind, literally. Your brain uses ATP just like your muscles do, especially during mentally demanding tasks. Creatine helps your brain produce energy more efficiently, and that's especially important as we age and become more vulnerable to cognitive decline. So I'm going to talk about some studies because we always want to refer back to some studies to make sure what I'm telling you is backed by science, not just some hocus pocus that you read about on TikTok or Instagram. So our first study, memory and attention in older adults, a 2018 study in experimental gerontology. It's titled Effects of Creatine Supplementation on Cognitive Function of Healthy Individuals. Researchers found that creatine supplementation improved memory and attention in older adults, particularly those under cognitive stress or sleep deprivation. So this suggests creatine could help buffer the brain during stressful or demanding mental tasks. A major bonus for anyone juggling high performance work or age related cognitive slowdown. We've got a second study. What takes a look at the cognitive boost in vegetarians. Another double-blind, placebo-controlled study published in Pharmacology 2003. Oral creatine monohydrate supplementation improves brain performance, a double-blind, placebo-controlled crossover trial. That's the name of the study. And the research examined the effects of creatine on cognition in vegetarians, those who probably don't get as much creatine in their body because they're not eating red meat. So they really tend to have a lower baseline creatine stores. After 6 weeks of 5 grams a day, participants showed significant improvements in working memory and in intelligence scores. We also have some neuroprotection, creatine's long-term brain benefits. Beyond sharper thinking, creatine may offer long-term brain protection. So there's more studies than what I'm going to talk about today, but just a few that I pulled out on cognition, which was what my client really wanted me to talk about. But there's also some long-term effects here that are super interesting and really exciting. That several preclinical and human studies suggest creatine has neuroprotective potential, especially in neurological diseases linked to energy metabolism problems, oxidative stress, and inflammation, all evil things. Conditions where creatine has shown promise in early research for Parkinson's disease, Huntington's disease, ALS, TBI, traumatic brain injury, mild cognitive impairment, MCI. In these conditions, energy metabolism in brain cells is impaired, and creatine may help stabilize mitochondrial function, buffer ATP, and reduce cell death. A review in Neurotherapeutics in 2010, creatine, this is the name of the study, creatine and neuroprotection, clinical and preclinical evidence for promising therapeutic strategy. And they concluded that creatine is a potential therapeutic agent for neurodegenerative diseases and brain trauma recovery. More research needs to be done on this, but it's extremely exciting. We have quite a few clients that are dealing with Parkinson's, deal with things like MS. We have one gentleman that comes in and trains. There's ALS. Just really, I give those people so much credit because they don't give up. They want to make their lives better. And this would be just awesome if it really was helping them. So we've also got energy recovery and mitochondrial health, which means better. I think we just had a little blast of poor internet, so I'm going to say that again. We've got energy recovery and mitochondrial health. So creatine supports cellular energy production, which means better energy levels, faster recovery, and less fatigue. And it's been shown to reduce muscle damage and soreness after workouts, improve endurance in some high intensity scenarios, and support mitochondrial function, keys for aging cells. All that means creatine helps you recover faster, train better, and feel more vibrant. And it's going to help you get up and down the stairs faster. So who should consider taking creatine? And always check with your physician if you want with this type of thing, but it is one of the safest and most studied supplements out there. But if you want to maintain muscle mass and strength as you age, you should be taking creatine. If you care about cognitive function and brain longevity, work out consistently, you'll want better recovery, want more day-to-day energy and cellular resistance, then creatine is worth considering. It's not just for bodybuilders. It's for anyone who wants to age strong. So let's talk a little about the potential dangers of creatine. So I'd like to clear this up. Creatine is extremely well studied, as I said, over 1,000 peer-reviewed studies. And for most healthy people, it's safe. I know there's some kidney concerns. Is that a myth or fact? You may have heard that creatine is hard on your kidneys. In healthy individuals, this has been debunked repeatedly in clinical studies. One in 2020 paper in a Journal of Renal Nutrition confirmed that no adverse kidney effects were seen with creatine use in people with normal kidney function. If you have existing kidney disease, always consider and consult with your physician. Dehydration or cramps. This myth came from early and adult, but studies have shown no increased risk of dehydration or cramps when creatine is used properly. Just drink plenty of water, which we should be doing anyway. People think it might be water retention and bloating. So creatine increases water inside your cells, not under your skin. It's a positive adaptation, but some people may feel slightly bloated during the first week. That usually resolves itself. So how do you take creatine the right way? Well, the gold standard is creatine monohydrate, and that's what I recommend. A daily dose of 3 to 5 grams per day. During a loading phase, which is optional, you don't need to do that. You might want to do 20 grams a day, split into 4 doses for 5 to 7 days. It's kind of a little bit of a load there, okay? Get it into your body, get it saturated, and just keep up with that 3 to 5 grams a day. You don't need fancy blends or exotic versions. Stick to the basics and take it consistently. If you miss a day or two there, it's okay if you've been consistent. Best absorption happens post-workout with carbs and protein. But honestly, just take it when you can remember. Consistency matters more than timing. So people ask me all the time, we sell creatine, or I sell creatine, and creatine is stored everywhere. How do you know if the creatine is the real deal? What is it, right, the real deal here? Because not all supplements are created equal. Unfortunately, there's a lot of junk out there. And here's how to choose a trusted product, whether it's creatine or any other supplement. Look to see if it's a third-party tested. So look for certifications like USP verified or NSF certified for sport, informed choice or informed sport, or any brand that uses an independent third-party testing and that make results available. So they might say it's third-party testing, but they don't give you the results available. So make sure the results are available. This ensures that the product contains what it says without contaminants or fillers. What I use and I recommend. I only recommend what I use myself. And I've been taking creatine from Prestige Labs. Here's why I trust them. Now, you hear me sometimes talk about particular. Particular is more longevity supplements, not supplements like this. I take supplements from Prestige Lab for this reason. It's backed by research, not marketing fluff. It's manufactured in FDA inspected GMP certified facilities. Every batch is third-party tested for purity and potency. There's no fillers, dyes, or artificial ingredients. It's designed for maximum absorption and performance. This is all their supplements. This is clinical grade creatine you can count on. I've used it for a while now, and it's helped me maintain strength, sharpen focus, and recover faster in my 60s and beyond here. If you want to try the same creatine I use, I'll drop the link in the show notes so you can grab it, take a look at it. You just buy one at a time. That's fine. But check it out. I know it's good. That's why I take it. I only sell what I know is good. I only promote what I know is good product. Again, creatine is one of the most powerful, well-researched tools in the world for functional longevity because it helps you stay strong and mobile, think more clearly, recover faster, protect your brain for the long haul. It's safe, it's affordable, and it works if you get the right kind. So thank you again for tuning into the Functional Longevity Podcast. I'm Chris Porter, and yes, I use creatine every day. My wife uses it every day. I know my son uses it every day. Both my sons do, I believe. I'm not sure my daughters do or not yet, but we'll get there. The exact one I use is from Prestige Labs again. I'll put it right in the show notes. So make sure that you choose wisely, age boldly, and never stop improving. Until next time, stay strong, stay sharp, and keep moving when I'm going to give you more information on how to get fit, feel younger, live better. Thanks for watching.